Welcome back to the table. Today we've got something a little interesting, something we've never done here. Gonna open up some cards. I know you might think that's, who wants to watch that? Well, I wanted to watch it a couple weeks ago. Lorcana just came out. Some people had gotten some from Gen Con and opened some decks, and I'm a sucker for opening decks, so I thought I'd share that experience with you. We just got our stuff yesterday at one of our local stores, and it was a little crazy. I actually had to go to a couple different stores. I got this treasure trove right here, or this trove, the Illumineers trove, I think is what it's called, and a couple starter decks, and I had to go to two different stores to get them. The trove comes with, I think, about 8 booster packs, which is what I'm going to open today, and the starter decks, which I won't show you because those cards are pretty well known, had a couple boosters as well, one in each. So I'm going to open those up, I'm going to go through, just going to look at some cards and maybe talk about the game a little bit for those of you who haven't looked into Lorcana at all. So I'm going to open this first one. You have to bear with me for a second. And then show some of the cards right here. All right. We've got Tinkerbell. So there's a few things about the game. There are like 6 different colors. I'm going to see if I can get this right. You've got amber, emerald, amethyst, ruby, sapphire, and steel. I got it right because I have a cheat sheet right here in front of me. So this one's emerald and a character. There's a few different types of cards. There's characters, items, and actions. And some of the actions are songs, which hopefully we can find one of those so you can see that. We've got Tinkerbell. We've got Magic Golden Flower. We've got Goofy. And I'll pause on a few of these too to talk about them a little bit more. Hi, or Hey, I'm not sure. I'm unfamiliar with this property. I'm told that it's from, I want to say this is from Mulan, either Mulan or The Emperor's New Groove, but I think it's Mulan. We've got, here's an action card, Freeze. And you'll note that some of these, if you've seen some of our content, some of the costs in the upper left-hand corner will have this or this symbol. This symbol means that it can be inked. Otherwise, this can only be played, so it cannot be inked. We've got an Aladdin. We've got Chief Tui, Prince Philip, a Smash. And I've used a Smash in a couple of the games I've played thus far. We borrowed a deck and played on the live stream. Smash is a good one to have a few in your hand because if you don't have evasive with a lot of your characters, it's something you can use to get rid of some of them. This is one I haven't seen in person anyway, called Do It Again. Return an action card from your discard to your hand. Not bad. Gantu, which I believe is from Lilo and Stitch. And then I've got the foil. So there's every booster comes with a foil. And this one is Donald Duck strutting his stuff. It has Ward. It says opponents can't choose this character except challenge. And then every booster, I won't show you all of these, but comes with one of these things. I think you can build a big sort of diorama of Mickey Mouse, the tailor. So I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to kind of burn right through these if I can. At least they open nicely. All right. Vicious Betrayal, Lion King. Oh, there's another one of those Donald Ducks, but this time not a foil. Abu, probably my favorite mascot of all Disney characters. We've had this debate on channel recently, but I mean, come on, Abu. Let me know in the comments below. Abu or some other mascot. Pumbaa. I have not seen Pumbaa at all. Interesting. Doesn't have much going on, but has a pretty significant defense. We've got Jafar. I will spare you my impression of Gilbert Gottfried. Fire the Cannons. This is another one that's kind of like Bash, but it deals 2 damage to a chosen character. Again, you can kind of get around that evasive situation. And this one's even better. Dragonfire. Banish a chosen character, but it costs 5. We got Sven. Mother Knows Best. I've got stories about this card. Ryan used this against me a couple times. This one says, return chosen character to the player's hand. He had, I don't know how many of these in his deck, but probably 3. I think you can have up to 4 of any one card. And as soon as I'd get a high-cost character out that I wanted to do something with, he'd play this. This is one of the jerkiest cards in the game, in my opinion. We've got Scar. We've got a Stitch. Oh, this is sweet. A foil. He's got a sword. That's awesome. And another one of those, a different one. Maybe if I get all the different ones, I will actually build that at the end. All right. Nothing like the sound of opening these packs. I'm not even a big card game player, but it's just so much fun opening decks or booster packs. We've got Horace from 101 Dalmatians. We've got Jasmine, getting a fair amount of Aladdin characters. Here's an Elsa. Now there are multiples, if you haven't seen the game in action, there are multiples of different characters. There's no limitations on what characters you can have in play. I can have 2 or more of this card in play even. But some cards also will allow you to kind of evolve them for sort of the difference in cost. This is not one of those. Control your temper. That's not a bad one. I've seen that one used too. It lets you temporarily reduce someone's strength so when you attack them, they don't do any damage back, basically. Or I'm sorry, when you challenge them. Got a Maleficent. Got a Hercules. A Fan the Flames. I haven't seen this one. It says, ready a chosen character. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. Interesting, but you could ready someone to challenge again. And the game has some theme woven in for sure. Maybe not as much as what I'd like typically, but this one I think, obviously it's them fanning the flames with Gaston to attack again or something like that. We've got Anna. The Mad Hatter. I haven't seen the Mad Hatter. Tea Party. Whenever this character is challenged, you may draw a card. Now there's an example of good theme. Oh, here's a good one. Grab your sword. If you pull this at the right time in a game, it can be fantastic. Deal 2 damage to each opposing character. So if your challenger or your opponent has a bunch of little guys out, that card can take care of them. Part of your world. Return a character card from your discard pile to your hand. Not bad. Oh, nice. And a foil smash. And yet another new card for the diorama. But I am getting a pile of foil packs stacking up over here. All right. Whoops. I missed a card. That would be bad. Oh, nice. Got a Genie. Develop your brain. Scar. Healing Glow. This is nice to have some healing cards in your hand, although I find that usually challenges have a lot of damage coming in. I mean, you can carry damage on your cards, but usually it's people are playing all or nothing, or at least in my experience. Dr. Facilier, I think is how you pronounce that. Beast's Mirror. Belle. Now, I've seen this card. I haven't looked at what it does, but I have to say, this is one of those examples of the artwork in this game that is amazing. It says Tinker. Whenever this character quests, you pay 1 less power for the next time you play this turn. That's cool. And she quests for 2. These symbols right here are one of the things you can do in the game when you exert a character to quest. And that's how you get lore, which is how you win the game. Maximus, Starkey, the Poisoned Apple. We've got a Tinkerbell, and this is a cool piece of art. I don't even remember this from Peter Pan lore, but there's a giant Tinkerbell. I might need to brush up on that. Oh, sweet. This is a really cool foil card. We've got Zeus as a foil, and it works really cool with the lightning. I haven't seen Zeus either. He's a rush character, so rush allows you to, when you put them in, they can challenge that same round. They're not sort of suffering that summoning sickness. They don't call it that in this game, but you get the idea. Well, about 6 more. 6 more to do. I'll try to speed it up for you. All right, so we're going to start seeing some repeats. Also, I don't know which of these cards is also already in either of the starter decks. I don't have that much experience, but Horace, Jasmine, there we've got another one of those. Elsa, Yeah, we're starting to see some repeats here for sure. Control Your Temper, Maleficent. I think that's a new Maleficent. Got a Prince Eric. Oh, cool. This is a Moana I haven't seen. This is Not Who You Are. When you play this character, you may banish chosen character named Tika. Oh, cool. That's a very specific card. I have not seen that. It's interesting. Plus, she's a 6 defense. Reflection. Haven't seen that one. Tamatoa. I don't know. I assume this character's from Moana too. I'm not super up to date and familiar with Moana. Let It Go. There's another non-foil Zeus. And then we've got a foil Simba. I've seen this one too. I know what I have to do. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, gain 1 lore. So you can use Simba to challenge and also get some lore instead of questing for it. And there's another one. This is the first repeat of these that I've gotten. We're getting there. 5 left. All right, we've got, I think that's a new Aladdin. I don't think I have that one. I definitely don't have this Merlin. Support whenever this character quit. Yeah. Minnie Mouse. Oh, this is a solid pack here. Sebastian. Nice. Jetsam. Wow, this pack has, I haven't seen any of these so far today. Kristoff. Tigger, of course. Tigger is evasive. Like I said earlier, evasives can be nasty. Right now, I think from what I've heard in the early game meta, evasive, everyone's putting a lot of evasive in their decks. Speaking of which, Pascal, another evasive character. The Cheshire Cat. These are all, we haven't seen these in this video yet. When this character is challenged and banished, banish the challenging character. Fishbone Quill. Here's another Maleficent. And then we've got a foil Vicious Betrayal. Chosen character gets +2. If a villain character is chosen, they get +3 instead. That's pretty cool. Also, let me know down in the comments below, did you succumb to the FOMO like I did? If you've watched the channel at all, I'm so-so on Lorcana. I wanted to get enough to play it. And whenever something happens like this, an event like this, I did forego the crazy Gen Con lines, but whenever something like this happens, for some reason, I get that FOMO, I get that consumerism rushes over me, so I want to rush out there and try to get something. So I did. And I've got enough to play, so I'm good for now. We've got the Stolen Scimitar in this one. Oh, there's an Aurora. I've seen a lot of Aurora. In one of the starter decks I know has a lot of Aurora. But I hadn't seen one, I don't think, in any of these packs. We've got Tangle. I haven't seen this one. Each opponent loses 1 lore. It's not bad. There's another Stitch. Archimedes. Tinkerbell. Here's a Grandma Tala. I will be with you. When this character is banished, you may put this card into your inkwell face down and exerted. That's cool. One thing, you can always ink a card on your turn, 1. But there are other cards like this one, and then there's a Detective Mickey that also allows you to ink a card out of your off the top of your draw pile. Cinderella. Here we go. She's a singer, so one of the things you can do, there are certain actions in the game, there are songs, and any card, you usually have to pay for all cards with ink. Songs, you can actually exert characters with the necessary power up in the upper left-hand corner to play the song instead. And singers take that a step further. She only has a power of 4, but it says singer 5, so she's able to sing a power 5 song, if you will, even though she's not a 5 card. Ransack, draw 2 cards, then choose and discard 2 cards. Here's one of the draw cards. There's this, and there's another one I think that's based off of the Princess Frog that lets you draw cards. Another thing that you might want to consider having in your deck. We've got Lilo. Iago, still not going to do the impression. And then Peter Pan for the foil. Rush. He's a Rush character, so he'll go out there and be able to challenge. All right, we're getting down to it. 3 packs left. All right. Well, getting a pretty good mix of cards thus far, which I'm pretty happy about. Stampede. Deal 2 damage to a chosen damaged character. Oh, cool. And thematic. Work together. Chosen character gains support this turn. Whenever they quest, they may add their willpower. I think it's willpower, by the way, to another chosen character's this turn. Oh, nice. We've got Gaston, who's reckless. I don't think I've seen reckless. It means this character can't quest and must challenge each turn if able. Interesting. Hakuna Matata. Nice. Magic Broom. I've seen these used recently against me. One of the Mickey Mouse cards was able to play Magic Broom, I think, for a lower cost. And then Magic Broom has Sweep. When you play this character, you may shuffle a card from any discard into its player's deck, which is pretty cool. Haven't seen Cerberus. Here's a vanilla Donald Duck. Another Elsa. Got Flynn Rider. Ariel. Look at this stuff. Whenever you play an item, you may ready this character. This is pretty cool. I've seen an engine someone use. There's some Ariel decks out there. And again, you can have multiple Ariels in play. And if you had multiple of this card in play, you could use them all to quest, play an item, and unexert them, and then use them all again. So if you had a lot of items in your hand, you could save up for a massive turn where you get tons of lore. And speaking of which, we have another Ariel. It doesn't have that same power, but she is a Singer 5, even though she's a 3 card. Oh, cool. I have not seen this card at all, anywhere. Although I haven't been looking too thoroughly. It's the Musketeer Tabard. All for one and one for all. Whenever one of your characters with Bodyguard is banished, you may draw a card. That is pretty cool. All right, 2 left. And I want to say these 2 are from, they're all the same. I don't think there's any difference, but these 2 happen to come out of the starter boxes that I got. So I doubt there'd be any different. Magic Broom, Stampede. We got a Flounder, which we haven't seen yet. There's another Tangle, another Sebastian, a different Tinkerbell. I don't think we've seen this Tinkerbell. Battle Plans. You can exert Tinkerbell, draw a card, then choose and discard a card. Another sort of mild draw card. Another Ransack, another Donald Duck, another Elsa. Here's one we haven't seen. If it's not Baroque, return an item card from your discard to your hand. Hans, we haven't seen this one. Stage a little accident. Whenever this character quests, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. And he quests for 2. Ugh. And here's a foil Mother Knows Best. I'll probably put some of those in one of my decks that I try to play with here, while I play anyway. Not sure what kind of longevity this will have with me. Any TCG, there's nothing against Lorcana. They're just not my thing. I'm not a competitive gamer. So, and these games often kind of revolve around wanting to win and playing to win. And I don't really do much in the way of deck building, but let's get through this last deck. We got Stitch, Archimedes, another Stampede, Work Together. Is the last deck, so it'll be, or pack. It'll be interesting to see if we get even one card we haven't seen, and we are. There's another Gaston. We have not seen Captain Hook here. I'm guessing Captain Hook is in. I've seen Captain Hook before, so I imagine he's in one of the starter decks. Another Grammatala. A Cinderella. I don't think we've seen a Cinderella today. Maybe we have. She's a Singer 5 as well. There's another Ransack. Oh, cool. There's a Mickey Mouse Artful Rogue. Shift 5. So Shift says you may pay 5 power to play this on top of... Oh, so Shift. This is that ability when you have Mickey Mouse Artful Rogue out in a different form, you can play this one, sort of level them up and use the difference in the payment. Then we've got a Robin Hood. This is my favorite cartoon as a kid from Disney. I haven't seen this one either today. Feed the Poor. When you play this card, if an opponent has more cards in their hand than you, draw a card. So like this epitomizes, when I play these games, this is why I play them. When you see these mechanical aspects that feel so thematic, that's fun. Whether I win or lose, that's fun. Plus, it has another one called Good Shot. During your turn, this character gains evasive. Well, that's cool. So it's a temporary evasive just during your turns. All right, I like that. And then the last card of all is a foil genie on the job. He's evasive, and he has a power called Disappear. When you play this character, you may return chosen character to their player's hand. Ooh, that is rough too. That's like Mother Knows Best. So that is all of the booster packs I got. Like I said, I got the Trove as well, which came with these 2 deck boxes, which are okay. They're cardboard, but they're serviceable anyway. And the 2 starter decks, some counters. I will say, this isn't meant to be a review or anything, but the counters, and I know this is the deal with trading card games. They're usable, but they're very thin. So if I were to ever get into a trading card game like this, I would definitely be the kind of person who would get some more deluxified counters. But anyway, that is Lorcana. I'm going to sort of sort through these, maybe try to build a deck. There's some websites that help you do that. I might get on there and do that. But if you have any questions at all, or if you have any comments about any of the cards that we showed today, or maybe something I screwed up, because I'm certain I did. And if you like this sort of video, we won't have a lot of opportunity to do this, but there's a few trading cards games coming out, so we might do a little bit more of it. Anyway, make those comments down below. We'll get down there and try to answer whatever we can. Until next time, make sure everyone has fun at the table, and we'll see you then.